What's up, Moon Lords? It's Jason Alexander with another moon phase analysis for AMC that we do each and every week. And man, this week was crazy. We had so much hype, probably the most hype we've ever had on this full moon, and we didn't get the pop. Am I worried about that? No. Do I wish we got the pop? Yes. But if you guys checked out my moon phase analysis that I did last week, I told you the setup that we needed for a big pop. We did not get the setup. However, we still followed the phase of the new moon into the full moon. So I'm completely fine with what happened because we're just going over the historic pattern. We're gonna go over why I don't think it popped this week on this full moon, and also what I'm gonna think coming into the next week, coming into the 28th. But listen, like seriously, not worried at all. You guys shouldn't be worried. If you guys caught my moon phase video last week, I said what we needed for the pop. We didn't get it. And if you checked out my overall reading for all the stars put together in AMC, hey, my reading pretty much matched up with what happened. I said on Monday, we come into a Jupiter retrograde. That does look like it's going to put the stock down. It did. But I also said that if it did on Tuesday, it was going to potentially reverse that, which it did. And then I said, coming into the full moon days before, we need to be above or around the area that we're in on the last full moon pop, which was obviously, in the $70 range. Okay. So we came into Monday, we had the Jupiter retrograde, it brought the stock down, but I also said the next day looked really solid. It brought the stock back up for over 4%. And then the day before the new moon, or the full moon, that's when we needed the pop right here. Okay. And we literally didn't get that. We got a very neutral day at plus 0.05%, right? So obviously on the full moon, we dipped. And that's so typical on us getting dips on full moons. We did it on the eclipse because that was powerful. But look at this one. On the full moon, we got the dipped. All right, on this full moon, it was very neutral, but that's because we were going down on that phase, which is not what we were looking for. On this full moon, we got the dip. On this full moon, obviously, we got the dip. Okay, it's before the full moons is typically when we get the pop, and we need it a day or two before the full moon. Look at this, 1, 2 before the full moon, pop on the full moon. Okay. 3 days before the moon, pop on the full moon. We're going down on this phase, so I'm not worried about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 days before the full moon, we got the pop, and then the day before on this day, we got the drop. And then over here, before the full moon, we were popping. Okay, so we didn't get the pop, but what we did get was the reverse into the new moon. You could clearly see that. Okay. It was waning. We were going down. Then we got the new moon. Day of the new moon, we were still going down because it happened like later on the day. And then in the next full day after the new moon, we started going up again. Perfect. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. So guess what? This is the same game we've always played. The same as that game we've always played. We're in a new phase. And what we had in the waxing was perfect. What we're going to get in the waning most likely is a little bit more dips. And we're going to wait for that new moon again. Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the blue moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, seriously, whatever. The new moon, this full moon didn't give us the pop. Another big reason of that is, look what happened on this other full moon. We went from $14 to $70, guys, and this was an eclipse. I mean, clearly it looks like we ran out of steam for this next full moon. And you know what's really funny? This eclipse was an eclipse full moon in Sagittarius. If you know astrology, Sagittarius represents Jupiter, and Jupiter represents expansion. And this full moon was in Capricorn. If you know astrology, Capricorn is Saturn, and Saturn represents restriction. So we literally had a full moon of expansion, and we expanded, and then we have the full moon of restriction, and it's where the moon does worse. second worst. It doesn't want to be there. It says fall there. Okay, so we did not get the typical climax. Another thing about Capricorn energy is it rules fear. I saw a lot of fear this week. And I'm gonna have to say it. I warned you guys of the deception, and I've been telling the moon lords this full moon rules fear, and I've been telling everyone everywhere that these hedge funds and all the higher ups use astrologers. Okay, full moons represents endings and beginnings, letting things go. That's why I think a lot of times we get the dip on the full moon, because the energy is a letting go energy, a climax energy, the end type energy. Now Capricorn especially is a very good full moon for hedge funds to attack us on, because Saturn rules fear. Okay, and I'm telling you, they know what's going on with the moon phases. And what's really funny is it's like this full moon got more hype than any other full moon that we've spoke about. And it was just like everyone suddenly was talking about this full moon all over the internet. And we had so much, hope into this week. And why not use a full moon in Capricorn to put us in that fear energy, to put us in that depression energy, that lower octave of Saturn, okay? But the higher octave of Saturn is structure, discipline, consistency. So let's keep that structure, let's keep that discipline when it comes to holding our shares on AMC. You guys tell me, did they use this full moon to create some fear? Did they stop our full moon phase momentum on this Capricorn full moon, or am I just completely full of shit? Another thing I want to mention is on last week's video, I talked a lot about deception. All this price action this week to me was straight up deception. And next week we'll tell the story. The following weeks we'll tell the story. I know I'm still holding. I hope you guys are still holding. By the way, if you are a moon lord and you guys like this content and haven't checked us out on the Discord is popping. It's at Market Moon Lord. All sorts of DD going down there. Other astrologers, other psychics, other people doing technical analysis, other people doing tarot. We're talking about all kinds of things. We're also planning for the future. And if you're not on the Discord, you're missing out. If you made it this far in this video, haven't dropped that like, go ahead and hit that like. And if you like content like this and haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate that, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for sticking with me. And we are still on this journey, and I'm still going to navigate you guys through the illusions of life. And listen, we are still on pattern. I'm truly, truly, truly not worried. We're just doing exactly what we were doing before when we were sitting at, the $8 to $10 ranges. It's the same game, okay? We're just at a higher price. Let's not let that higher price mess with our heads, okay? Because we see all this money at $70, then we go to 50. Now we're going to go to potentially even lower, right? So it's the same game, the same exact game. And I was actually talking to one of the moon lords, Purely Unbounded. We were looking at the next new moon, which looks crazy, and then that following full moon also looks crazy. So I'm very, 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 very optimistic for the future. And I'm going to go ahead and start saying this right now. I will not be surprised if we're in this game till about March. If I have to hold that long, I definitely will. So what do I expect going into this next phase that's going to start on the 28th of June? Well, I mean, we've already started a new phase, so we're already in the black background, okay? It's not showing on the chart right now, but the day of the full moon, it starts going black. And we're in the black, and we know the black is the waning, and we know typically during the wanings we go down. So people been mentioning call options and stuff like that, and I was saying I'm gonna wait until this next coming week during the waning moon to potentially get back into that. If I were to get back into a call option, I'm probably gonna wait until we dip under this about $41 mark if we do. And I say that because on this last waxing moon, this was our low. Okay, now we're counting this, or I am personally is counting this as a low for this waning phase, because we had such a pop that I'm going to use the medium range, which worked perfectly for this waxing moon where we dipped underneath it literally one time. Okay, so I'm not going to use this bottom range way over here for the new low. And in fact, I'm going to use this waxing as a new low. I know I typically use the waning phases, but no, I'm doing it here this time. And I'm going to say the new low is for this waning period until the new moon will be this $41 mark, and anything under $46 to me is also a buy. I know if we dip in these areas, I'm definitely going to be buying. And if we see anything under $41, I'm definitely going to be jumping into the call options rather quickly on that one. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. I'm literally just waiting for the new moon phase. I'm not too excited new moon analysis wise on this coming phase at all. I'm just going to treat it like I always treat it. We're in a waning moon. This is more of a colonization phase up into the new moon. So I'm literally going to leave it at that. Again, if you guys didn't watch both of my videos from last week, explain what happened this week perfectly. So seriously, there's no reason to be worried about it. And by the way, the next new moon will be a new moon in Cancer, and you guys know AMC's moon sign is in Cancer, and AMC's Jupiter, exalted Jupiter, is also in Cancer. So thank you for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. Let's go, Moon Lords. Let's go. We're still going to the moon. And I still plan on going to the blue moon of Neptune. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the blue moon of Neptune.